Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be starting with a discussion of all about letter writing. Before diving deep into the discussion, I would like to give you the basic definition of what is a letter. Letter is the most common form of written communication. Whenever you have to communicate with someone, either formally or informally, you take the help of a letter. This might not be relatable to all of those listening to me, but in the past era, letter writing was a very evident practice. And obviously, nowadays it has been replaced by mails, texts, voice calls, and video calls. So, nevertheless, we'd be discussing about all about letter writing, precisely formal letters. So let us start with the by discussing something about the marking scheme of the letter writing area. This year, letter is of 5 marks. When you further divide it, you get 1 mark for your format, 2 marks for your content, and 2 marks for your expression. Now, what do I mean by format? Format, as you already know, this is a basic skeleton of something you write. For example, the format of a letter contains its sender's address, the date, the receiver's address, the subject of writing the letter, then you have your basic salutation, then the main content of the body, then the closure. Closure basically contains yours truly, yours sincerely, and then comes the name of the sender of the letter. So this is all about the format. If you write the letter in this exact way, you would fetch, this would fetch you 1 mark. Then comes the content of the letter. So when I talk about content, all that you write in your letter, from your sender's address to how you close your letter, all of those words included in your letter should be grammatically correct. They should be in a sensible order, and they should be making sense. Obviously, they should be talking about the topic you have been asked about in the question. If you are asked to write a job application and you're writing a letter to the editor, sorry, you would lose 5 out of 5 marks, and especially on the area of your content writing. So what I mean by content in simpler words is, all you write should be grammatically correct, it should be making sense, your ideas should be clear and precise. What do I mean by precise? By precise, I mean that all the information that has been given in the question, all of the facts should be included and nothing other than that. You should be talking about the issue mentioned in the question. You should be centering around it only, and you should not be diverting from the subject. This should be your content part. Then comes your expression part. What do we mean by expression? Expression is how you present your content. One thing is that you present your content. You have mentioned all the facts, you have mentioned all the things that the letter asks you to do, but you have not expressed them correctly. What do I mean by that? By that, I mean how you place your ideas, how you put them forward in the front of the reader. If you are talking about a letter, if you're talking about rash driving in a letter, so first you should, in the first paragraph, you should introduce that you would be talking about the problem of rash driving in your city. And after that, you should be talking about the problem that rash driving is causing in your city. Then you should give some viable solutions. Before that, you should give what is causing the problem of rash driving and how this is harming your city. Then in the end, you should give a viable conclusion that what is your take on this problem and how this should be solved by the government authorities. This is how your letter should go. This is the type of expression your teachers want. Your expression should be clear and to the point. Your idea should be placed in a coherent manner. By coherent, I mean that you should be making, you should be talking about your ideas in the correct sequence. After building a basic foundation, your causes should come, and then your solution should come, and then your conclusion should come. This is how your expression should be. If you do all of this, if you follow all of this, you would fetch 5 on 5 marks in this area. In your syllabus, you have two kinds of letters this year, letter to the editor and letter written to seek a job. By letter to the editor, we have been writing letter to the editor since an early age, but to give you a quick recap, a letter to the editor is written to raise awareness regarding an issue that is harming your society, your country as a whole. As I talked about the problem of rash driving, you know that rash driving is a problematic issue. Rash driving causes many lives and it is not good for the country. A country cannot lose his human resources to something as questionable as rash driving. So obviously, what would you suggest on this part? You would ask the government to probe into this, to look into this matter, impose fines on those driving above the speed limit, employ more traffic policemen on certain areas where this practice is prevalent. All of these things. So all of when you talk about a certain social issue and you give certain conclusions because you want them to be heard by the government through a newspaper. In this, if you want this, you write a letter to the editor. If the editor likes your views, he or she will publish your views in his or her newspaper, and the government will look into that issue most probably. So this is why you write a letter. This is the main concern for writing a letter to the editor. Now, when you write a letter for seeking a job, you are applying for a certain job vacancy. For example, there is a vacancy of a postgraduate English teacher in a certain school, and you were previously serving as a postgraduate teacher in another school, but now you have left that job for your personal reasons. So what you would do is you would apply for that job. So the letter, that specific letter written to apply for a job, is a job application letter. There are two subparts of letter for seeking a job, which would be talked about me in some time. Now we come to the format. The format of a formal letter is very simple. First, you write your sender's address. For example, I live at 100 Pink Flats, Ludhiana. So 100 would come in the first line, Pink Flats would come in the second line, and Ludhiana would come in the third line. Then you leave a line, then comes your date. Date would be in the expanded format, right? Date would not be written as 06/09/2020. This is the wrong way of writing your date. And while writing the date, you should not mention the word date itself. You should only mention the date in the expanded form. 6 September 2020. 6 September, 2020. This should be the way of writing a letter. Then comes your receiver's address. Now you would write the address of the person you are writing the letter to. Then would come your subject. For example, you are writing a letter in concern to the topic of rash driving to an editor of a national daily. So, what would be the subject of your letter? Your subject would go something like this: the problem of rash driving in Ludhiana. As short as this. The subject line should not go further than 4 or 5 words, and it need not be complete sentences. So, after your subject line, you would leave one line, then you would address the person as sir or as ma'am. Then after that, you would write your letter. And one thing more, after sir or madam, no comma should come. When you write salutation, you do not include any punctuation, right? After the salutation comes your main content of the letter. What purpose are you writing the letter? You write all about that in your main body. Then you end the letter with either yours truly or yours sincerely in case of a formal letter. That's all about the format of a formal letter. Now we'll jump on to the contents of a letter written to seek a job. So the job application letter has two parts. The first part is the cover letter and the second part is the resume or the curriculum vitae. So what does the cover letter include? Cover letter is a short part of the job application letter. It's a short paragraph where you introduce the purpose of writing the letter, and you talk about where you saw this job vacancy, and what would the employer gain if he or she hires you. And after that, you end the cover letter by saying that you have enclosed your CV or resume with this letter. And when we come to the resume part, resume contains all about your all the information about your professional background. For example, your previous information about your previous employer, in which firm you were employed previously, how many years you served there, what position you served there as, and any information like that comes in your resume. Then come your references, and then comes your references and point of contact. Now, what are references? References are some influential people who have referred you to to the employer. For example, I was working as a postgraduate teacher in a school under the Department of Economics. So the head of the economics department wrote a letter of reference for me, wrote a letter of recommendation for me to be used to apply for any job vacancy further. Obviously, this letter of reference would give me a strong edge as compared to other applicants. So I would include these references in my job application letter, and then I would end the letter with my point of contact. If the employer wishes to question me further in regard to my skills, and if he or she wants to interview me and know something more about me, he or she can contact me on this email or phone number. That's all about a job application letter. So now we would dive more into the job application letter and the letter to the editor in the next video. Thank you and have a nice day.